Hi, Sal.
We're recording part 2 of Petra.
Yes.
Here in Rockaway Beach, Oregon.
Yes.
Last time we talked about getting there and getting around. This time let's talk about the site of Petra and Jordan itself.
Yes. Petra is a must-see on anyone's list. It is amazing. You can buy a one-day pass for about 60 US or a 3-day pass for 90 US. I don't know if there's a 2-day pass. We bought the 3-day pass and spent 2 full days there. I mean, we were, at the end of the day, we were almost hobbling back. So there's a lot of walking to do. You start with, it's called Siq, S-I-Q. So, and it's a canyon, you know, walls are anywhere from 60 to a couple hundred feet high, and you just kind of wander down. Now it was an old Roman road. They've paved it over. I'll give you a little history. The Romans came there at some point in time and expanded beyond what the original people had. I mean, I know the Bedouins were there, but there was I can't remember, was it the Persians? I don't know who was the original civilization. I'll have to look that up.
It's part of the Silk Road.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Very old. It's a very old, ancient, beautiful, amazing site.
Yeah.
And going through the Siq, that canyon that Brad was mentioning, is stunning.
It's amazing.
Getting there very early in the morning was really key because it does get crowded later in the day, but in the morning we were often utterly alone.
Yeah.
Walking through there. So it had that, it felt like an adventure.
Yeah, it's a half a mile through the canyon, and then you come out and you're looking at the treasury. Everybody knows the treasury because Indiana Jones, that was where, I don't remember which one, the one with Sean Connery in it, but obviously the inside is not the same as what they had in the movie, but the outside is just this beautiful sandstone carving. Just stunning. It's
really fun because there's a bunch of camels hanging out there because the camel owners rent rides.
Yeah.
And there's donkeys that you can rent rides on as well. We don't do that normally because I don't want to. I don't really feel like I need a beast of burden.
Yeah.
But the donkeys, aren't treated as well as they could be, let's say.
Yes.
So we don't do that.
Yeah.
That said, it's so amazingly beautiful there, and there's tons of people who kind of work around there. The Bedouins who work around there don't live on site. They live in another town, a Bedouin town, and they're allowed to, I think, come and go in this historic site as they please.
Yeah.
They were forcibly relocated when the government decided to turn it into a historic site.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Excuse me, I have a little cold I'm fighting.
Yes. So, anyway, so Petra, you come out of the canyon, you have the treasury, and the treasury is the most well-known, but it's not the largest carving. The monastery is. And the monastery, you have to walk across the valley. So you see the tombs, I mean, really up on the hill, and you have to kind of do some switchbacks a little bit to get up, and you can see the tombs. They have an amphitheater. There's amazing stuff. And then the Roman road continues across past, I don't know what the original building was. I believe it was some sort of a temple, but there's actually running water underneath it. You can hear the water running. And then you get to the far side of the valley, and there's a restaurant that you can get a $9 beer at. We chose not to get the beer initially. And then you hike up, can't remember how many, 400 steps?
It was a distance, and it was hot.
Yeah. So you're hiking up, and then you come out into another higher valley, and you have the monastery. Again, an amazing carving. It's almost 3D in a couple of places. One of the towers on the right is carved all the way around, and it's out from the mountain a little bit, and the others are carved into the mountain, and it's just stunning.
It's so amazing, and it was just a tremendous experience being there. I thoroughly enjoyed. You can hike, a great hike that you can do is, and we did this on the second day,
Right.
the Treasury Overlook.
Yeah. I want to finish with the monastery first.
Okay.
Once you're at the monastery, there's across the little valley, there's another hill, and there's a place to get food and water, more importantly, at the top. So, it's like, oh man, I just hiked 4 miles, and a lot of that was uphill. So, but we continued across and got up there, and the view over to the treasury, and the view the other direction out into some desert. There was beautiful colors, some greens and browns and reds. So it's well worth taking that extra half hour to get up to the top there.
Excuse me.
So and then we now we have to hike back out. So we gotta hike the other 4 miles back out. But it was well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what we did on day one. We wanted to see the monastery because it was stunning. Yeah.
On that trail up towards the monastery, there's vendors on
Yes.
either side of the trail, so you can pick up some souvenirs if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, we got a few things, not on that trail, but on going up to the tombs. I think the next day.
The next day, because we didn't have any small bills, remember?
Right, yeah.
This amazing, beautiful, mature Bedouin woman was trying to sell us stuff, and I was saying I really like some of her stuff, but could she break this large bill? And she was like, no, just buy more stuff.
Right.
And I was like, well, I don't want any more stuff. I just kind of want these couple of things. I'll come back tomorrow. And she said, Pasha, you're not coming back.
Yeah, that's all right.
So when we came back the next day and bought stuff from her, she was really happy to see us.
Yeah.
She's surprised. We surprised her.
Yeah, always carry small bills. So you can buy stuff from the vendors. I mean, if you're buying a $2 item, you can't expect them to break a 20 dinar. That's 30 US. It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
So.
And it's also for if you're doing long-term travel, you might not have room in your luggage for more stuff.
Right.
Which is always our problem. We carry on. We don't check our bags, so we have to keep our purchases tiny.
Right. Yeah, I do magnets. Well over 100, I don't know, 120 magnets. So, but those are small and you can pack them. So anyway,
Day two.
Day 2, yes.
We went back again first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
and we did that Treasury Overlook hike, which was fantastic.
Yes, and it's pretty long because you have to go out into the middle of the valley and then kind of up and around the back. And we, a couple of places like, where did the trail go?
Right.
And then we saw, a couple of people a few hundred yards down. Okay, well, we know we have to go that way. And then the stones were just carved. We're on like a big boulder, and then someone carved steps down. So we figured out that's where we had to go. And then at the end, there was a Bedouin man with a tent, and he was offering tea and water and
He played his musical instrument for us and sang.
Flute and some other single string instrument. So, and it was shade. I mean, that's really the important part. It was nice to just sit and relax, have some water, and so you wanted $1 for water, which is cheap. So, and it was good. The entertainment and all of it was really cool.
Just a great experience.
And then you're right at the edge, and you're looking down on top of the treasury. So it's like, wow, this was great.
Kind of, and then when you go beyond the treasury, when you first come in through the Sikh, you see the treasury, and you go just beyond it, there's another trail that goes up towards a different hike that goes up to, oh gosh, what did they call it?
The Sacred High Place?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yeah, that's not quite right, but there's another trail, and once we were back down from the treasury, we walked across and
hiked up that.
Yeah, and that has views, because the treasury is kind of at the beginning of Petra, and then when you hike up, you're looking across at all of the tombs on the other side, and it's just, wow. I mean, these are carved into the mountain tombs, and they're just fantastic. You're looking down at the amphitheater, and just, it's stunning. It's a hike. I mean, you're going up. I don't think it's 1,000 feet, but it could be. I mean, you're definitely hiking uphill. And remember, there's this big boulder on the trail. I'm talking, you know, VW-sized boulder, and they're trying to get it off the trail. And there's, you know, 2 feet instead of a 5-foot, you know, trail. It had fallen at some point, and I'm like, man, they are trying to remove this thing, and they're, you know, banging at it to get it to roll. It would roll down the trail and then kind of off into a little canyon. But man, I didn't want to be below that thing.
Yeah, if it suddenly cuts loose.
Right. There's no way you're getting out of that one. So but, it was still there on the way down too. So.
What else? It's interesting because so a lot of this is that the carved pink rock.
Yes.
That's very identifiable as Petra, but then part of it also on the way to the monastery was this very identifiable Roman pillars and road.
Yes.
So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, the Romans came in like 105 AD or something like that, or BC, I don't know, somewhere in there, and you know, the Romans came in, oh, well, this is a great place. Yeah, let's put in a road, and you know, the original road was, you know, the stonework that you see from the Romans. Now through the Sikh, they paved that, I think, just to make it easier for people to walk. But the other part of the Roman road in Petra is not, you know. Oh, there were goat herders.
A little boy herding his goat. That was really funny.
Yeah.
And you can ride a cart, a horse-drawn cart. The horses are beautiful.
Yeah, they'll run you through this Sikh if you
and
don't really want to.
And they go kind of fast, too.
Oh, yeah, they were moving out. It's almost like 2 of them were maybe racing, you know, just having some fun with each other. And,
so the question is, would you go back?
Oh, yeah. You can't miss Petra.
I would definitely go back, and I would recommend.
Yeah.
I probably won't go back unless because I have so many other things I want to see, but I would, if I had the opportunity, I definitely would.
Yes, absolutely. Go to Petra. It's the top 10 easily.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Sal. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. Let us know what you'd like to hear about.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.